I'm Azaria Tagaya, and this is Nightline. The top stories. Al-Sultan Abdullah, Tunku Azizah leave for home state. And Malaysia moves up in corruption perception index. Good morning. Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah and Tunku Azizah Aminah Maimunah Iskandaria has ended their reign as the 16th Yang di-Pertuan Agong and the Raja Permaisuri Agong. A ceremonial send-off for the royal couple to their home state was held to show the gratitude of the Malaysian government and its people for their Majesty's services and sacrifices. The solemn call of the Azan echoed at Istana Negara, accompanying the departure of Al-Sultan Abdullah. When leaving the Istana Negara grounds, the special vehicle carrying the royal couple passed through a guard of honour mounted by the 1st Battalion of the Royal Ranger Regiment, Wardaman Camp Stapa, who also performed the royal salute at the Istana Negara Square. Their Majesties then proceeded to Parliament Square for the ceremonial send-off before heading to the Bungaraya complex at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport KLIA to board a special aircraft to Pahang. Upon their arrival at the Bungaraya complex at 10:20 a.m, the royal couple received a warm welcome from the Raja Muda of Selangor, Tengku Amir Shah Sultan Sharafuddin Idris Shah. Also in attendance were Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim and his wife Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail, as well as Deputy Prime Ministers Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi and Datuk Sri Fadilah Yusof. The special aircraft carrying their Majesties and the royal entourage took off at 11:16 a.m, escorted by two Royal Malaysian Air Force RMAF FA-18D Hornet fighter jets. The special aircraft then touched down at the Kuantan RMAF Air Base at 11:55 a.m, with tens of thousands of people gathered to welcome the return of Al-Sultan Abdullah and Tunku Azizah Aminah. And replacing Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah is the Sultan of Johor. Starting Wednesday, Sultan Ibrahim Sultan Iskandar is set to ascend to the federal throne as the 17th King of Malaysia for the next 5 years. Sultan Ibrahim is scheduled to take the oath of office and sign the instrument of office as the 17th Yang di-Pertuan Agong during the special 264th meeting of the Conference of Rulers at Balai Rong Sri, Istana Negara. The ceremony will also witness the Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Shah, take the oath of office as Deputy Yang di-Pertuan Agong for 5 years. Sultan Ibrahim and Permaisuri of Johor, Raja Zarith Sofiah Almarhum Sultan Idris Shah, are scheduled to depart from Istana Bukit Serene, Johor at 7 a.m. to the royal hangar of Senai International Airport, Johor Bahru. As many as 30,000 Johorians are expected to gather and make a beeline along the road from Istana Bukit Serene to the royal hangar to bid farewell to the Johor ruler as His Majesty leaves for Istana Negara. The royal couple is expected to arrive at the Royal Malaysian Air Force RMAF base in Subang at about 9:45 a.m. before heading to Istana Negara. The Prime Minister on Tuesday expressed gratitude to Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah and Tunku Azizah Aminah Maimunah Iskandaria on the occasion of the conclusion of the ruler's reign as the 16th King of Malaysia. In his Facebook post, Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim also prayed for the well-being of His Majesty and Her Majesty, their children and the entire royal family. How are retailers addressing the shift in consumer behavior, prioritizing essential purchases? And how are retailers leveraging on the expected rise in sales during the Chinese New Year period? Money Matters with Malaysia Retailers Association President Dato' Andrew Lim Tat Kiong this Saturday on TV3 and live HD stream on Tonton.
Niat untuk melepaskan tembakan kepada apa-apa yang bernyawa ni, keputusan yang cukup dibuat dengan hati yang kering lah.
Malang tidak berbau, ajal boleh datang pada bila-bila masa, kebetulan untuk semangsa dia berlaku di tempat kerja.
You won't see this fellow as a criminal, tetapi kelakuannya terhadap si mati adalah kejam.
Malaysia's score in Transparency International's annual Corruption Perceptions Index, CPI, rebounded to 50 points in 2023 from 47 points in 2022. It marked the first time in 2 years that the country has reached the 50-point mark. In 2019, Malaysia had a CPI score of 53. This fell to 51 in 2020 and 48 in 2021. The CPI uses a scale of 0, perceived to be highly corrupted, to 100, which is perceived to be very clean. In the Anti-Graft Group's latest report, Malaysia's ranking among the 180 countries surveyed also improved from 61st in 2022 to 57th in 2023. In its report, Transparency International Malaysia, TIM, said among the possible reasons for Malaysia's improvement are the roles played by the Malaysian AntiCorruption Commission MACC and the Attorney General's Chambers AGC in charging two former Prime Ministers, namely Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin and Datuk Sri Najib Razak. It also cited the dismissal of Najib's final appeal in the SRC International Corruption case in August 2022. It said the smooth transition of power after the 2018 and 2022 general elections indicated the existence and respect for democratic principles. TIM said there were some positive developments in combating corruption after the unity government came to power in November 2022. This included Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim's directives on good governance, ongoing investigations on the undisclosed wealth of former politicians, and the government setting a national CPI target in 10 years.
Survey ini dibuat dalam masa 2 tahun, okay? So, apa yang sebenarnya punca kenaikan ialah kepercayaan kepada sistem penghakiman di negara ini dan juga kepada pihak berkuasa seperti SPRM. Alright? So, they contributed to this because of the previous case. Don't forget yang SRC case tu concluded in 2022.
Last July, Anwar said Malaysia should be ranked among the top 25 countries in the CPI by 2033. And in light of Malaysia's improved standing in the CPI ranking, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC meanwhile has reaffirmed its commitment to combating corruption. In a statement, the MACC noted that TI Malaysia attributed the improvement to factors such as MACC's investigations, arrests and convictions of high-profile cases over the past 2 years. The MACC said it is committed and determined to continue eradicating corruption, abuse of power and misconduct within its mandate as the sole enforcement agency entrusted to combat corruption in the country. The anti-graft body then called on all parties to continue cooperating, play their respective roles and demonstrate political commitment to good governance and corruption eradication. Up to 50 prosecution witnesses will be called in to testify in the money laundering and corruption trial of former Bersatu Information Chief Datuk Wan Saiful Wan Jan in connection with the Jana Wibawa project at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court. It is understood that among the witnesses who will be called in are employees of banks and the Malaysian Companies Commission as well as politicians. Judge Rosina Ayub stated that the trial dates, which will begin on March 25th, will be maintained, apart from setting additional trial dates from August 19th to 23rd. The 47-year-old Wan Saiful allegedly solicited bribes as an inducement to help nepturists Sendirian Berhad secure the 232 million ringgit Central Spine Road Sertik to East Coast Highway interchange project from the government at the pre-qualification stage. He is also accused of accepting nearly 7 million ringgit in cash for himself from Nepturis as a reward for helping the company obtain a letter of acceptance for the project. Wan Saiful was also charged with 18 counts of money laundering involving 5.59 million ringgit by transferring and using the illegal proceeds to pay for the purchase of a Ford Ranger, making payments to the Malaysian National Sports Council and transferring money to several company accounts. 3 traffic policemen have been remanded for 3 days in connection with a viral video posted online by a British couple alleging that a policeman had asked for a 100 ringgit bribe to settle a summons issued for speeding. Perak Police Chief Datuk Sri Muhammad Yusri Hassan Basri said the 3 policemen aged between 37 and 42 were from the Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department at the State Police Headquarters. All three were remanded for 3 days beginning Tuesday under Section 384 of the Penal Code. Investigations are also being carried out under Section 17, Subsection A of the MACC Act and Section 233 of the Multimedia and Communications Act. Muhammad Yusri said the investigation papers have been taken over by Bukit Aman's Classified Crime Investigation Unit and would be referred to the Deputy Public Prosecutor once the investigations are completed. He said aside from that, internal investigations by the Integrity and Standards Compliance Department will also be carried out. Earlier, the couple had posted a status on their X account on Monday night, stating that they had been in contact with the Malaysian police to assist the investigation. The British couple, who are well known on social media for their globe-trotting adventures in a camper van, had posted the now viral video last Sunday. In the video, the traffic policeman claimed the duo had been driving over the 60 km/h speed limit while driving downhill along Jalan Simpang Pulai, Cameron Highlands, and told them they could either head to a police station and pay the 300 ringgit summons or to hand over 100 ringgit to settle the summons on the spot. Pakistan court jails ex-PM Imran Khan for 10 years. News from the foreign front when we return.
Okay, today we fight for Malaysia. Jom Najot. Harimau.
Jos. Extra Jos dengan Royal Gel, ginseng Korea dan vitamin B kompleks.
Bersama kekal bertenaga. Jom Najot.
Extra Jos.
Niat untuk melepaskan tembakan kepada apa-apa yang bernyawa ni, keputusan yang cukup dibuat dengan hati yang kering lah.
Malang tidak berbau, ajal boleh datang pada bila-bila masa, kebetulan untuk semangsa dia berlaku di tempat kerja.
You won't see this fellow as a criminal, tetapi kelakuannya terhadap si mati adalah kejam.
Money Matters is back with a new season. Your key insights into finance. Money Matters. Every Saturday, 5 p.m. Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Alba, Stein,
On to the foreign front now. The Zionist regime's commandos on Tuesday disguised themselves as medical workers and civilians before gunning down 3 Palestinians in a hospital in the occupied West Bank, alleging that the victims had planned to carry out terrorist attacks without providing concrete evidence to support the claim. Gaza's health ministry confirmed the deaths and called on the United Nations UN to guarantee protection for health centers, accusing the Zionist regime of committing a new massacre inside hospitals. The Israeli forces also arrested 18 Palestinians since Monday in its brutal raid in the area, while the regime's attacks at the Al-Amal hospital in Khan Yunis claimed the lives of at least 4 Palestinians, bringing the death toll to 26,751 people. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stressed that Israel would not withdraw forces from the Gaza Strip or free thousands of Palestinian security prisoners, pushing back against media reports on some conditions of a possible truce deal with Hamas. A Pakistan court sentenced Imran Khan to 10 years jail on Tuesday for leaking state secrets, the harshest sentence against the former Prime Minister in multiple cases, coming just days before the country's national elections. Imran's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf PTI party said the special court found Khan guilty of making public the contents of a secret cable sent by Pakistan's ambassador in Washington to the government in Islamabad. Former Foreign Minister Shah Mehmood Qureshi was also sentenced to 10 years in the same case. Following the sentencing, the PTI party said it would challenge the court ruling. The jail term is the second conviction for Khan in recent months and ensures the popular politician will remain out of the public spotlight ahead of next week's parliamentary vote, which will also lead to the nomination of a new Prime Minister. Hong Kong's leader confirmed on Tuesday his intention to tighten national security laws to build on sweeping legislation China imposed in 2020. Chief Executive John Lee said the government will attempt to pass the law as soon as possible, but did not give a precise timetable for them to be approved by the city's legislature. Lee added that the move would ensure cities' freedoms would be safeguarded and the laws would meet international standards. Earlier, it was reported that a 110-page consultation document has been sent to the Legislative Council on Tuesday, and the consultation will end on February 28th. The document outlines the need for new and updated laws covering the theft of state secrets, espionage, treason, sedition and sabotage. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak won the first vote in the upper house of Parliament on his legislation to revive a plan to send asylum seekers to Rwanda, despite lawmakers spending hours attacking the bill as unethical and unworkable. After more than 6 hours of debate on Monday, unelected members of the House of Lords, largely made up of former politicians and government officials, defeated an amendment that would have killed off the legislation by 206 votes to 84. The legislation then passed its so-called second reading without a formal vote, meaning it will now face days of line-by-line scrutiny. Under the Rwanda plan, which has yet to be carried out, asylum seekers who arrive on England's southern coast in small, inflatable boats would be sent to Rwanda to live. Uzbekistan knocks Thailand out of the AFC Asian Cup. Sports after this breather.
Money Matters is back with a new season. Your key insights into finance. Money Matters. Every Saturday, 5 p.m. Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Makan kari, nasi kandar. Tapi kan bagaimana kebersihan di kedai mamak? Juga bagaimana pengusaha restoran popular ini nekat mengubah persepsi.
Selasa dengan topik kesihatan, makan dan bersukan pada waktu malam. Adakah pembunuh senyap?
Mereka yang suka mengintai ataupun stalking, bahaya tahu boleh dijatuhkan hukuman, salah di sisi undang-undang.
Aneka coklat, penghilang stres.
Malaysia hari ini, Isnin hingga Jumaat, bermula jam 9.30 pagi di TV3.
Stream secara HD di Tonton.
Niat untuk melepaskan tembakan kepada apa-apa yang bernyawa ni, keputusan yang cukup dibuat dengan hati yang kering lah.
Malang tidak berbau, ajal boleh datang pada bila-bila masa, kebetulan untuk semangsa dia berlaku di tempat kerja.
You won't see this fellow as a criminal, tetapi kelakuannya terhadap si mati adalah kejam.
We're back with sports, football and the AFC Asian Cup. Abuzbek Faizullayev scored the winning goal to guide Uzbekistan into the quarterfinals after beating Thailand 2-1 at the Al-Janoub Stadium on Tuesday. Azizbek Turgonbayev put Uzbekistan ahead in the 37th minute with a composed finish through the legs of the goalkeeper. However, Thailand equalised through Supachot Sarachat's curling effort from outside the box in the 58th minute. Uzbekistan then restored their lead 7 minutes later through Faizulayev when the winger swiftly turned his defender and fired a shot from the edge of the box, beating the goalkeeper. Uzbekistan will be looking to reach the semi-finals for only the second time when they take on Qatar on Saturday at the Al-Bayt Stadium. In another match, defending champions Qatar survived a scare to beat Palestine 2-1 at the Al-Bayt Stadium and secure their spot in the last 8. Qatar broke the deadlock through Oday Ibrahim Mohamed Dabakh in the 37th minute. However, Hassan Al-Haidos equalised just before the interval. Qatar then took the lead just 4 minutes after the break when Akram Hassan Afif converted a penalty following a harsh foul on Al-Moz Ali Zainal Abidin Mohamed Abdullah. Still on football, the English FA Cup, Sammy Smodic scored twice as Blackburn Rovers came from behind to clinch a 4-1 victory over League Two Wrexham on Tuesday. Wrexham took the lead through Andy Cannon's powerful strike in the 19th minute. However, Smodic equalised for Rovers in the 32nd minute and Sam Gallagher made it 2-1 2 minutes later. Smodic then grabbed his second in first half stoppage time before Norwegian midfielder Sondre Tronstad made it 4-1 with a deflected shot in the 59th minute. The win secured Rovers a clash with Premier League side Newcastle United in the 5th round. After this break, another cop accused of rape.
Money Matters is back with a new season. Your key insights into finance. Money Matters. Every Saturday, 5 p.m. Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Niat untuk melepaskan tembakan kepada apa-apa yang bernyawa ni, keputusan yang cukup dibuat dengan hati yang kering lah.
Malang tidak berbau, ajal boleh datang pada bila-bila masa, kebetulan untuk semangsa dia berlaku di tempat kerja.
You won't see this fellow as a criminal, tetapi kelakuannya terhadap si mati adalah kejam.
Back with us on Nightline. A policeman with the rank of inspector attached with the Tumpak District Police Headquarters in Kelantan has been remanded for 7 days to assist a rape investigation. This followed allegations of rape by a woman who had earlier come to the police station to lodge a police report regarding an unrelated incident. It is understood that the victim went to lodge a police report at the station last Sunday after receiving threats. The remand order on the policeman, which runs until Monday, was issued by Magistrate 1 Ashrul Afham Muhammad Azmi at the Tumpak Magistrates Court on Tuesday. During proceedings, the lawyer representing the policeman had objected to the remand order applications, which was however rejected by the court. The court ordered the policeman to be remanded for 7 days to facilitate further investigations into the case. The 38-year-old suspect is being investigated under Section 376 of the Penal Code for rape. In Perak, a sundry shop assistant pleaded guilty at the Ipoh Magistrates Court to molesting a Spanish tourist last week. 22-year-old Muhammad Aiman Daniel Muhammad Najib made the plea after the charge was read before Magistrate Siti Nora Sharif on Tuesday. He was fined 5,000 ringgit in default of 1 month's jail for the offence. He was also charged under the Penal Code with having pornographic material on his mobile phone when he was arrested on January 25th. For this offence, he was fined 2,000 ringgit in default of 1 month's jail. According to the charge sheet, the accused is alleged to have used criminal force against the 22-year-old female victim from Spain on January 24th at about 7 p.m. near the Sultan Idris Shah Mosque in Ipoh. He was charged under the Penal Code with using force with intent to outrage the victim's modesty, and offenders can be jailed for up to 10 years or fined or whipped or given any of the two punishments upon conviction. In Selangor, at least 1.23 million ringgit worth of methamphetamine meant to be smuggled into Sarawak has been seized by police. The more than 36 kilograms of drugs were seized after police arrested a married couple and their friend at a condominium parking lot on January 24th. Selangor Police Chief Datuk Hussein Omar Khan said checks revealed that the three were hired as drug mules to help transport the drugs from the Klang Valley to Sarawak. The drugs were placed in luggage bags meant to be checked in before their flight. Authorities got wind of the attempt after a man was caught after arriving in Miri earlier on the same day with 25 kilograms of methamphetamine in his possession. The suspect was interrogated by Miri police, who then passed on the information to their Selangor counterparts. The trio had already made 2 successful trips last year and were paid at least 10,000 ringgit per trip. Police believe the drugs came from a neighbouring country up north and are now working to identify the individuals responsible for hiring the suspects to be drug mules. In Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, a man has been arrested by police after intimidating the principal and teachers at his son's school. The incident transpired after the boy, who was sitting for his SPM examinations, was caught by his teachers for smoking in the school's toilet. Kota Kinabalu District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Muhammad Zaidi Abdullah said police have arrested the man for probe under Section 506 of the Penal Code for criminal intimidation after teachers from the school lodged a police report. It was learnt that the son, who was sitting for the Bahasa Malaysia oral examinations, was not arrested. It is learnt that before the exams began, the student had been caught smoking in the restroom by a teacher, who then contacted his father. The father, fearing that the school would punish his son, later went to the school and confronted the principal and teachers in an incident which reportedly turned aggressive. The school administration subsequently reported the incident to the police. Videos of the incident have since started making rounds on social media since early Tuesday morning. In the meantime, Sabah Education Director Datuk Raisin Saidin said it was true that the student was caught smoking in school, adding that this was an act that was not allowed in the school compound. He also disclosed that the student had actually been expelled from the school on December 15th. However, he said the student was still allowed to sit for the SPM examinations. Nightline draws to a close this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look at the royal procession held in Kuantan, Pahang, steeped in Malay tradition and customs to welcome the return of Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah and Tunku Aziza Aminah Maimunah Iskandaria. The arrival of the royal couple was also accompanied by 2 elephants named Alam and Sanum, which stole the limelight of the ceremonial procession. I'm Azaria Tagaya. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.